If you know me, you know that when I do a study on stocks, I use price volume analysis, but I also talk about gaps. Gaps are incredibly important in stock trading, in doing covered calls, and in your investments. So stay tuned. We're going to talk about gaps, and I'm going to give you lots of examples. Here we go.
What's gaps?
I don't know, gaps. She's got gaps, I got gaps. Together we fill gaps. I don't know.
We're going to do a quick introduction, understanding gap psychology, kinds of gaps, and gaps in action. It's not going to take a huge amount of time, but I'm going to show you lots of examples that you're going to look at and go, whoa, look at that gap getting filled, or look at that one getting filled. It's really kind of cool. So that's why I study it. First of all, let's define what a gap is for those of you that don't know what the heck I'm talking about. A stock gap is when it gaps up or down. So a gap up is when it opens at a higher price than the day before. And I use daily charts, not hourly or 10-minute charts or weekly, or anything like that. I use daily charts for this study, and you should too. You can use other time frames. I just don't. I'm not a day trader, so it doesn't work for me. A gap down is when it opens at a lower price than the prior day's low. And so that creates a gap down. You can see that in the pictures there. So it creates a gap on the chart from candle to candle or bar to bar. So what is gap psychology? Well, really gaps are order imbalances. It's when there's more buys than sells and they're trying to find the median price, or more sells than buys. The prevailing price on a gap up is raised until someone sells. And on a gap down, the prevailing price is dropped until someone buys. So they try to find that medium in there, but sometimes it gaps down and it never goes back and fills the gap. A lot of times it does during the day. It often happens during earnings and significant news. So you'll see a stock open up like NVIDIA did a couple of days ago. It opened up on earnings and it kept going up, and that created a gap on the chart. Okay, so there's a lot of people that think that there's a conspiracy on Wall Street, and I think it's a combination of conspiracy and psychology. When people gap something up, the stock is running away, so they want to drive it up even further, and it creates a gap that might be on the chart for a day, a week, a month, a year, 2 years, and eventually it's going to get filled. For some reason, I don't know why. Is it a conspiracy? Do they go around and sit and have martinis on Wall Street and say, hey, I think the stock is going to go back to this gap, so let's run it back down to that gap? I'm going to show you some evidence that may be true. I think overall it's just psychology. It's like people are like, well, if it goes below that gap, I'm going to get out. And those kinds of psychological things play out in the market all the time. You see them all the time on charts. And to me, I look at gaps like a magnet. So, a magnet, you can break away from a magnet, but eventually that magnet's always got a little bit of pull. And the closer it gets to that magnet, the more it wants to go in there and touch that magnet or fill that gap. So that's how I look at it. So the overriding philosophy is that gaps get filled. Now, I'm not saying they always get filled, but I think most of the time they get filled. So nothing is an always or a never in the stock market, but gaps, boy, I tell you, I can look at chart after chart, and I could show you how they get filled all the time, especially if you're looking at hourly charts, which I don't, or 60-minute charts. The bigger the time frame, the less gaps you have. So on a weekly or a monthly, you don't have many gaps because the movement is such that it generally will fill those gaps. But gaps get filled. So let's talk about two kinds of gaps: a breakaway gap and an exhaustion gap.
Hey, it's Mark Yegi here to tell you about our cash flow machine trading program that's designed to teach you how to make safe, reliable income. Now, we shoot for 2 to 4% a month of income and growth in your portfolio. And we have courses to teach you how to do this yourself or inside a mastermind community. And the best part of that is it only takes about 20 minutes a week to implement. Now, while 2 to 4% a month doesn't sound like much, I show you exactly how we took my IRA from $111,000 to over $500,000 in just 19 months without huge risk. I'm not telling you this to brag, just to show you that you can do this too. So to learn more about this program, go to cashflowmachine.io. That's cashflowmachine.io, and you can learn more.
They're both similar, but a breakaway gap is, like I just mentioned, an NVIDIA running away on earnings. The stock breaks out. Here's an arrow pointing to an earnings per share release, and then the next day it opens up, it opens higher, and then the stock just takes off, and it doesn't fill that gap. This is NVIDIA, and you can see there's several gaps now on the chart. You can see a couple over here on the right side of the chart as well. And those gaps eventually are going to get filled. I don't know how they're going to get filled or when they're going to get filled, probably in a bad market or when the favor comes away from NVIDIA, but eventually those are probably going to get filled. But there's that glaring one on the chart that's what, at like $720 or $730, somewhere there, where the arrow is, that I'll show you wants to get filled. But that's a breakaway gap where the stock breaks away and doesn't come back and fill the gap. It just kind of keeps going up under its own momentum. An exhaustion gap is, well, we've already done our going up and now it's time to start selling. So you get all these profit takers at the top. And this is a quick example on Netflix, and you can see some of the selling happen, and it gapped down on big volume. That's a critical thing to keep in mind, not in this video, but keep in mind. And it kind of was just tired of running up, and those people were like, I want to just take my profit and run. And so they created a gap, and then it traded around a consolidation, and then more gaps happen. So that happens. When the stock gets exhausted from going up, it starts to create these gaps on the way down. Let's start taking a look at some examples. And I'm going to start on the left, but I've made some little tick marks, these little red tick marks that show you the gaps on the charts. And so notice that this tick mark right here, it gets filled a couple of weeks later. So there's a gap, and then all of a sudden it comes back down and it fills that gap, here, what it looks like about a month later. Okay. So then we go up, we go back up. We have a kind of a breakaway gap. We have one breakaway gap, then 4 days later we have another breakaway gap. The day after that we have another one. So we got several gaps in a row, but notice they get filled right after that. Boom, 1, 2, and then 3 on the way back down, and then it created a couple more gaps on the way back up. But you know what? It interestingly filled those before it took off and went back up the other way. So then you see this last gap on this chart. It's a breakaway gap, and off the stock goes from, $150 something to $211, and it looks like that gap is never going to get filled, right? But it will. It will. All right. The next one is Amazon. So let's look at this gap over here, just under the 114 number. You could see that gap is a gap down, and so it's hard to see with some of these chart lines that I have on there. So sorry about that, but there's a gap there. And so it gapped down, and then look what it did. It kept going down, and then it went back up, had a little gap up, and then eventually, it was probably like 4 or 5 months later, filled that gap. Maybe 3 months. Let's go with, and it filled that gap. So both of those gaps are now closed. This little one got closed, and the big one got closed over here. And then there's a little gap hanging out here on Amazon that's been on the chart for a long time, and that's a gap at around 100, and it looks like about 107 or something like that. And so there's a gap there, and it was a breakaway gap, and it went up, and notice on this chart it has never come back to fill it. So that's just kind of hanging out there, and it might be out there for a couple years. Who knows? There's a breakaway gap again that gets filled very quickly within just a couple of a few weeks or months, I would say. And then it gets filled with a gap down as well. That creates a gap on the chart. It goes up, can't quite get there, creates a double bottom, it goes in and fills that gap out. So notice that every gap except for this 107 one gets filled. And then we go back up, and now we have another breakaway gap on earnings at 160. And that one hasn't been filled yet either. So there's two gaps glaring out on Amazon, one at 107 and 160. So, but notice how, the other gaps on the chart have been filled. I just find that fascinating, right? And I think these other gaps eventually get filled too. Maybe I'll do a follow-up here. So notice on this one, I've now started to draw lines at where the gap starts. So you can see this gap here at, looks like about 100, nearly about 128 or something like that. And that's created on the chart. And then that doesn't get filled, but a lot of other gaps show up on this chart. Now, when you have stocks that are not that liquid, you're going to have more gaps. And so you can see this gap down, created a little consolidation. We had a gap down, that got filled very quickly. Gap down again, that got filled very quickly. Gap up, and that got filled very quickly. But this gap took a long time to fill, this gap here at nearly 130. But it did. It ended up getting filled a couple months later, and there it is, getting filled, and it goes higher. Created another gap here at about 190, or I guess it's 120, something like that, 122. And that was a breakaway gap. Created another breakaway gap right there, which I didn't notice there. And then it ran and it filled both of those gaps, even with a gap down right there. Interesting, right? They just keep getting filled. Then we had another gap down, right? Kind of an exhaustion gap maybe after all this. Not much of an exhaustion gap, but it was filled another, month later. And then here on the chart, we've got a gap down here at 128. So most of the gaps on the chart, except for obviously the last one, have been filled on this chart. And that's a lot of gaps, right? 1, 2, 3, I can see, 8 on this chart. Okay, GameStop, which is a meme stock that's been going crazy lately. I'm just going to show you some of the gaps on the chart, and they always seem to get filled almost to the penny on this chart. So you can see this gap up, and I drew that line there, and it went all the way up, and just all the profit takers came in, or the short sellers came in, drove it back down just enough to fill that gap. Isn't that funny? And then it went up from there. Then we had a gap up, but that didn't last very long, and it got filled. And then the stock just kind of kept going down, and it made new lows on this chart, and then we had a gap up. And then it wanted to come down, but this is now a strong moving stock for a while. It created a gap down, and it came down very close to filling it, probably like within 5 or 10 cents, and didn't quite fill it. So you had to go out here until this area in April or March until it could finally get filled. But it did get filled. Then we had another gap down, right? And then we had a gap up to fill it. So interesting how they always have gotten filled on this chart. And that's GameStop. Moves all over the place, so that's probably why they got filled. All right, Macy's, and I'm coming down to a few more examples, but this last one's going to be amazing. So here's a little tiny gap up on Macy's, and it got filled 4 or 5 days later. Then we had a gap down here, and look at how long it took for that one to get filled. That was months and months and months and months. And in that period of time, we had another gap down, which took weeks to fill, but they both got filled. In fact, all of them got filled. Even that 21-24, if you draw the line, it fills that prior gap on the chart. So that's interesting. All 3 of these gaps on the left side of the chart got filled, and that's, 7-8 months of action. And then we had a gap up, and we had another gap up, and that came down. Look at how it almost came down to the penny, maybe a little bit more, and filled that gap, right? This gap at the bottom has not been filled on this chart yet. It will be eventually, but it's not filled yet. And then there's another gap that gets filled right here, and this one almost to the penny. Notice that? I just think that's amazing. Either there is a conspiracy or there's some kind of weird coincidence that these gaps attract volume down to that level, and everybody's like, okay, we filled it, now we can go the other way. Interesting to me. So, all right. Super Microcomputer has several gaps on its big run up. It had a gap up, another gap up. We had a gap down. We've had all kinds of stuff, and notice how almost all of them have been filled, right? Almost all of them on this chart, I think all of them actually, have been filled. And so Super Microcomputer had to come down and fill this lowest gap, and it didn't do it by much, and then it turned around and went up. I just find it amazing. So this is the coolest thing. All right, Netflix is a really cool example of what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go back a couple of years to 2022, I believe it was. And you could see in 2022, we had a little gap down, not much, it was only like 6 or 7 cents, gap down at 566.88. And then a few days later, we had a big gap down at 506.93. And then that gap is kind of hanging out there. So that's why I drew the line all the way out to the right. And notice how it tried to come back, but it couldn't make it back up there. And this stock just tanked. There's gaps all over the chart on this stock. You can see them all over the chart. But the reason I highlighted these two is because it was 2 years. Now I'm going to show you a weekly chart. This is where those 2 gaps happened that I highlighted. And I put it on a weekly chart so that you could see how long it took. It took 2+ years for those 2 gaps at 506.93 and 566.88 to get filled. And they got filled in the same week. And then that stock, kind of came back a little bit and is just now taken off and gone higher. So sometimes they just hang out there and you forget about them. So if you forget about them, you forget that there's something hanging around out there, and eventually it's going to get filled. So if you were smart and you started buying Netflix anywhere down in here, you started to say, well, you know what? Maybe it's going to go up and fill those gaps. And it sure did. So I don't know about you, but I find this to be a fascinating study. And I study it in all my price volume analysis. And I think it's an important part of what we do here at the Cash Flow Machine and Stock Trade Genius University and all of our programs, because when you get good at reading charts, you get good at reading psychology of the market, because that's all the charts is emotions on parade. And that psychology in the stock market is right there on your chart with your price, your volume, your gaps, and all the other things that charts show. So let's wrap up. You got to understand where your gaps are because those are like little magnets on the chart. Learn price volume analysis. Price is important. It's the number one important thing. But what else is important is the volume. So the color of the volume. And then when you couple that with gap analysis, man, you're getting a lot of context on what's going on with the market. Gaps are like magnets, like I said, and then gaps get filled. Sometimes it can be during the day or a couple of days or a few weeks, or it could be like you just saw on Netflix, more than a couple of years. Hey, it's Mark Yagi, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do that right now. That would be a great favor to me, and plus it helps me get this material out to a lot of other people that might need it. I've got a little bit of a movement going on here, and I want to try to change the world one person at a time, showing them that you can make safe, reliable income from the stock market. And plus it helps to grow the channel a little bit. Also, if you would give me a thumbs up on the video and like it, great. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down, that's cool. But just tell me why you don't like it so I can get better. And then hit the notification bell so you can get these videos as soon as they come out, because a lot of times this is timely information and you want to get that information before it gets stale. The last thing is to join my free Insider Tips newsletter. There's a link below and you get everything in one spot. You get breaking news and analysis also. So that would be great if you could do that too. See you soon.